This morning, civil rights attorney Ben Crump held a news conference with some of the families impacted by this past weekend's dock gangway collapse in Sepelo Island, Georgia. 7 people died, 6 more were critically hurt. 2 of the victims are from Atlanta. Many have been demanding answers since the tragedy happened. Nearly 20 members of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus gathered yesterday near the site of the collapse to remember the lives that were lost. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise joining us now with more. Ariana, an incredibly traumatic experience for so many people, and many of the families and Attorney Crump say they must have justice in this case.
That's right, Cheryl. The families are demanding justice for what they're calling the Sepelo 7 and vowing not to let their deaths be forgotten or swept under the rug. It was an emotional news conference. Families and survivors who were on the gangway recounted what happened Saturday. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources says 7 people died and at least 20 people were injured when a ferry dock partially collapsed. Now crowds were gathering on Sepelo Island for a celebration of its Gullah Geechee community of Black slave descendants. Those who died were older than 70 years old. Today we heard from one of the mothers of a survivor whose brother also died. She says she had just got onto the ferry when the dock collapsed.
We just got crossed. There was just a few people behind us when we heard all the screaming and going on. And so I turned around, and when I turned around, I couldn't believe what I saw. And I was just shocked. And for a while, I just couldn't say nothing. I just stood there at R, looking down in that water and saw all those people.
Now the cause of the dock collapse remains under investigation, but attorney Ben Crump, he's calling for a federal investigation into the collapse, and he also wants government support for all of those who were involved. Live in the newsroom, I'm Ariana Manise for 11 Alive News.